Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at the deck list from internationals from the Melbourne. That tournament was it started on February 21st and it finished today. Held in Australia, 405 masters competed for the crown, and actually the player from Germany, Nico Elbas, managed to win with this Mewtwo deck list. He managed to beat in the finals Zach Lesage, the player from Canada. He played Reshiram and Charizard Firebox. So unfortunately, I didn't watch the finals due to the time difference in Europe and Australia. However, I watched a couple matches from day 1 and day 2, also top 4 matches, and I was actually very pleased by the performance. There was some controversial moves and videos actually later published, but I'm not gonna waste my time on that. So this is the deck list that he used and played. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to test this deck list today because I don't have this Solgaleo-GX with the Turbo Strike, but I'm going to go quickly through the deck list and we'll actually explain it. So there's 20 Pokemons in total, 28 trainer cards, 12 energies. So the main attacker obviously in this deck is the Mewtwo and Mew-GX with that perfection ability that says that this Pokemon can use attacks of any Pokemon GX and EX on bench or discard pile. In order to do that, you need to have a necessary energy to use each attack. You can also attack with Miraculous Duo GX for 200. In case you have 1 extra energy, you can heal all damage from the Mewtwo. With 270 HP, this card can be very tanky, but it can easily be one-hit knocked out by Zacian GX in ADP bucks. If Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia manage to use GX, then Zacian can hit for 260, and with something like Vitality Band, that damage can be increased for up to 270 for the one-hit knockout. Even Galarian Persican can be used as well. Additionally, when the Mewtwo is the main attacker, there's plenty of other Pokemons that's being used in this build. So I'm going to start with the Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff-GX, mainly used for that jumping balloon, where you can hit for 3 energies for 60 plus 60 for each of your opponent's Pokemon GX and EX in play. Mainly for the GX because EX are not available in the standard format. Reshiram and Charizard-GX, here for the Flare Strike, for 230 you can go easily, or for the Double Blaze that can go through pretty much anything for 306 energies in total. Very, very powerful GX attack. There's the Victini V, which is a new card here with that Spreading Flames attack, which says that you can attach up to 3 fire energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. You can also use Energy Burst, but it's mainly here for that first attack, just in case if you don't have Welder, or if you actually have opportunity to start with the Victini at your turn 1, and if you have plenty of energies available in the discard pile. Another Charizard-GX in this deck list is the Flare Blitz GX Charizard that can hit with 4 energies for 300. It is really easy to use turn 2 Perfection Mewtwo with the Flare Blitz for 300 and for the one-hit knockout against anything in game. Even Welder with 300 HP. Unfortunately, if that Welder have Giant Charm, then you won't be able to do it, but for example with Reshiram, you will. 3 copies of Daddy Change, the Dedenne-GX, so mainly heavily used in order to find much easier that Welder and other cards that you need without, playing supporter cards. But this deck only play 4 Welders and 1 Research, so it's very important to have the Dean. This list also have 4 copies of Jirachi with the Stellar Wish, a well-known card in Jirachi, which says that once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your active position, You might look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a trainer card, put it in your hand, and then shuffle the rest of the cards back in your deck. With Absol heavily being used, he also play 2 escape boards and 4 copies of Switch, which is very important. Again, Solgaleo with that Shining Mane ability says that your Pokemon in play have no weakness, but unfortunately you cannot bench it on the bench. You can only discard it and use it as the discarded Pokemon. 2 energies, Turbo Strike 120, and then you can attach 2 energies, which needs to be basic to one of your benched Pokemon. Also very good way to accelerate some of the energies. Additionally, what we can find on this deck list is 1 baby Blacephalon with the Firework Bombs, which says that you can put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. If your opponent has exactly 3 prize cards remaining, you can put 12 damage counters on them instead. Really interesting. It is a baby Blacephalon. It's non-GX attacking Pokemon that can actually put 12 damage counters wherever we need. With 2 energies, it can easily be used. How you can attach energies to Blacephalon? Well, easily with that, let's say, Turbo Strike attack. Additionally, there is 1 Latios-GX with that Tech Purge. Obviously, during your opponent next turn, you can prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from the tag team Pokemon. You can also use Clear Vision GX in some cases, but it's mainly used for that Tech Purge against tag team Pokemons. I already mentioned that the Mewtwo is the main attacking Pokemon in this deck list. 2 Naganadel-GXs, one with the Jet Needle and Stinger GX, and the second one with that Venom Shot. The Naganadel-GX with the Stinger GX has been used recently in the Mewtwo decks. It's very good because you can use that Stinger GX at your turn 1, if you get lucky, pretty much easily with the Welder combo and that energy attachment. And if you're going to play against tag team decks, then that's not going to be super fast. You can win pretty much at the turn 2. Almost at the game 2, I would say, because there is theoretically, yeah, at the turn 2, let's say, with something like a jumping balloon. But yeah, with the Stinger GX, both players shuffle their prize cards in their deck, and then each player puts the top 3 cards of their deck face down as their prize cards. Really strong card. You can also use Jet Needle, hit for 110, without being affected by weakness and resistance, but it's just weak attack compared to some others. Naganadel-GX number 2 with the Venom Shot, discard 2 energies from this Pokemon, and then you can snipe for 171 of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Good for the bench snipe. For the Pokemon setup and search, 4 copies of Cherish Ball for the Pokemon GX search, and 4 Quick Balls, which means that you can discard 1 card from your hand, which can be, for example, energy card, and then you can search your deck for a basic Pokemon and grab it into your hand. Additionally, this deck plays 2 Great Catchers, no Custom Catcher, no Pokemon Catcher, so only Great Catcher. If you play against pure Wii deck, you're not going to be able to catch anything at your opponent bench. You're going to be forced to attack and knock out your opponent active Pokemon. Additionally, 2 copies of Reset Stamp, which is a very good card in my opinion. Can definitely change the game dramatically. 4 copies of Switch cards. You can switch one of your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Very important as well, because Jirachi sometimes can have that escape board attached in it, but if on the other side is the Absol on the bench, you're not going to be able to retreat. That's the reason why Switch is here. 3 copies of Giant Hearth, which says that once during each player's turn, the player might discard a card from their hand. If they do that, that player searches their deck for up to 2 Fire Energy cards, reveal them and put them into their hand, and the player shuffles their deck. Mainly here, you know, so you can find energies for the Welder, and then you can play the Welder attached to energies and then draw 3 cards. Supporter lineup, 1 Research, Professor's Research, the new supporter card, you know, a new, we can say, Professor Juniper or maybe Professor Sycamore. Discard your hand and draw 7 new cards. 4 copies of Welder, which is a must-have card in this deck. Attach up to 2 Fire Energies from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you do, draw 3 cards. Many people say that Welder decks are not going to be that strong after the new Sword and Shield rule, which says that if you go first at your turn 1, you're not allowed to play supporter cards, but in my opinion that's not the truth, and that's this deck actually proved that you can still win and be first at the big events, even if you go first and if you're not allowed to play Welder. From the tool cards to escape boards, for the one less retreat on the Jirachi, but mainly on the other Pokemons as well, to Stealthy Hoods, that's going to be mainly attached to the Mewtwo, which says that you can prevent all effects of your opponent's ability done to the Pokemon this card is attached to remove any such existing effects. So you're not going to be affected by the Mimikyu, for example, which is very good. 2 is, in my opinion, the sweet spot, because you can attach it to definitely 2 Mewtwo's. If the 2 Mewtwo's are knocked out, you lose the game anyways. So in my opinion, it's not fair to play more than 2. The same should be applied for the Jirachi and the Escape Board, because this deck also plays 4 switch cards. Speak about energies, 2 weakness guard energies, so you're not going to be struck by the weakness in the mirror match, or maybe in the match against Giratina Melamar. Additionally, 8 fire and 2 psychic energy cards. And that's the deck list that we actually saw watching the internationals in Australia this weekend. The player from Germany, Nico Elebas, played this deck list. Probably a couple more players, but he was the lucky guy and he managed to win. Congratulations as well to all other players that participated at the tournament. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure to hit a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it as well. Until the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.